Have you ever wondered how someone could vanish without a trace, leaving behind nothing but questions and heartbreak? Welcome to Crime and Mystery Cases, where we delve deep into the world's most perplexing and chilling mysteries. Today, we're unraveling the haunting disappearance of Sarah Collins, a case that has baffled investigators and haunted a small town for over a decade. Stay with us as we uncover the details of this enigmatic case. It was a quiet, foggy morning in the small town of Redwood Falls, a place where everyone knew each other, and life moved at a slower pace. But on October 15, 2010, the tranquility of this close-knit community was shattered. Sarah Collins, a 28-year-old nurse, was last seen leaving her shift at Ridgewood General Hospital. Her co-workers described her as friendly, dedicated, and always willing to help. But that night, something changed. Sarah never made it home. The alarm was raised when Sarah's mother, Linda Collins, tried to reach her the next morning. With no answer and growing concern, Linda reported her daughter missing. The police began their investigation immediately, but what they found only deepened the mystery. Sarah's car was found abandoned on a desolate road, just a few miles from her workplace. The car was locked, and her belongings, including her purse and phone, were inside. There were no signs of a struggle, no evidence of foul play, just an eerie, unsettling silence. As the investigation unfolded, the police interviewed everyone who had seen Sarah that night. Her coworkers, friends, and family all provided the same story. Sarah had no enemies, no troubled relationships, and no reason to disappear voluntarily. Yet she was gone. Investigators combed through Sarah's phone records, social media accounts, and financial transactions. They uncovered a few curious details. Sarah had recently received a series of anonymous, threatening messages. But who would want to harm her and why? The Collins family hired a private investigator, hoping to find answers that the police couldn't. This investigator discovered a potential lead, a mysterious figure seen near Sarah's workplace on the night of her disappearance. A man, dressed in dark clothing, who had been loitering near the parking lot. With this new lead, the case took a dark turn. Was this stranger connected to Sarah's disappearance? Witnesses described him as tall with a noticeable limp. Despite this description, the man remained unidentified, slipping through the cracks of the investigation. As years passed, the case grew colder. The community held vigils, and the Collins family never gave up hope. They pressed the police to keep the investigation active, but leads grew scarce, and the trail went cold. Redwood Falls became a town haunted by the mystery of what happened to Sarah Collins. In 2020, a breakthrough came when a retired detective decided to revisit the case. Detective James Morgan, driven by a sense of duty and the hope of bringing closure to the Collins family, uncovered overlooked evidence in the form of a witness who had never been interviewed. This witness, a night security guard named Mark Thompson, revealed that he had seen Sarah arguing with a man in a dark car the night she disappeared. Thompson's description matched the mysterious figure seen near the hospital. But why hadn't he come forward earlier? Thompson explained that he feared for his own safety, having received threats himself after the incident. With this new testimony, Detective Morgan delved deeper, uncovering a network of dark secrets and illicit activities within the town. It seems Sarah might have stumbled upon something dangerous at the hospital, something worth killing for. The investigation led to a shocking discovery: a drug trafficking ring operating within the hospital, involving several high-ranking officials. Sarah, known for her integrity, might have discovered their illicit activities and become a target. This theory gained traction when the police found documents in Sarah's home that hinted at her suspicion of the hospital's practices. With this new angle, the police intensified their efforts, leading to several arrests within the hospital's administration. The case against these individuals is ongoing, but one thing is clear: Sarah's disappearance was no random act. It was a calculated move to silence her. Despite these developments, Sarah Collins remains missing, her fate unknown. The town of Redwood Falls continues to be haunted by her absence, and her family holds on to the hope that one day they will find closure. 2 months after the arrests, a surprising twist emerged. Linda Collins received a cryptic letter in the mail, postmarked from a neighboring town. The letter contained a single piece of paper with a chilling message. Sarah knew too much. The letter reignited the investigation. The police analyzed the letter for fingerprints and DNA, hoping to find a new lead. The handwriting was analyzed, and the postmark traced back to a small post office 50 miles away. The police reviewed security footage from the post office, but the trail went cold once again. In a desperate bid to uncover the truth, Linda Collins and Detective Morgan drove to the town where the letter was postmarked. They interviewed locals, visited businesses, and distributed flyers, but no one could recall seeing anything unusual. One shopkeeper, however, mentioned a strange encounter with a disheveled man who had asked for directions to an abandoned cabin on the outskirts of town. The description of the man matched the mysterious figure seen near Sarah's workplace. Linda and Detective Morgan visited the cabin, hoping to find some clue that would lead them to Sarah. Inside, they found evidence suggesting someone had been living there recently. There were food wrappers, a sleeping bag, and a map with various locations marked, including Ridgewood General Hospital. The police secured the cabin and conducted a thorough search. They found documents linking the cabin's occupant to the drug ring, but no definitive proof of Sarah's whereabouts. The map, however, indicated that the person had been watching the hospital for months. As the police continued to investigate, they found more evidence of the drug ring's operations and the involvement of hospital staff. One of the arrested officials, under pressure, confessed to knowing about Sarah's discovery and mentioned that they had received orders to deal with her. But the identity of the person who gave the orders remained unknown. Meanwhile, the community of Ridgewood Falls rallied around the Collins family, holding vigils and fundraising events to support the ongoing investigation. The national media picked up the story, drawing attention to the case and putting pressure on the authorities to solve it. In a surprising development, a former nurse from the hospital came forward, revealing that she had overheard a conversation between Dr. Michael Reeves and an unknown individual about taking care of Sarah. This nurse had been too scared to speak up earlier, fearing for her life. With this new testimony, the police had enough to arrest Dr. Michael Reeves on suspicion of murder. During the interrogation, Reeves denied any involvement, but his financial records showed large, unexplained deposits around the time of Sarah's disappearance. The financial records revealed a series of payments from an offshore account linked to a known criminal syndicate. This syndicate was believed to have connections to the drug trafficking ring operating out of Ridgewood General Hospital. The investigation was now focused on uncovering the full extent of the conspiracy and identifying all involved parties. As investigators dug deeper, they discovered that Sarah had been conducting her own investigation into the hospital's activities. She had kept a detailed journal, documenting her suspicions and the odd behaviors of certain staff members. This journal was found hidden in her apartment, providing crucial insights into the case. Sarah's journal detailed how she had noticed discrepancies in patient records and the movement of supplies. She had become suspicious of certain doctors and nurses who seemed to be living beyond their means. Her notes suggested she was close to uncovering a major operation and had planned to go to the authorities with her findings. Armed with this new evidence, Detective Morgan and his team re-interviewed the hospital staff. Several employees admitted to being aware of unusual activities, but claimed they were too afraid to speak out. They described a culture of intimidation and fear, orchestrated by Dr. Reeves and his associates. One of the key figures in the drug ring was a hospital administrator named Laura Benson. She had been responsible for overseeing the hospital's finances and had been manipulating the records to cover up the illicit activities. When confronted with the evidence, Benson broke down and confessed to her role in the operation. Benson revealed that Sarah had approached her with questions about the discrepancies. Fearing exposure, Reeves, who then arranged for Sarah to be silenced. Benson's confession was a major breakthrough, but it left one crucial question unanswered. Where was Sarah? Using the information from Benson and the evidence from Sarah's journal, the police focused their search on a remote area identified on the map found in the cabin. This area was known to be used by the criminal syndicate for their operations. A large-scale search was organized, involving local law enforcement and volunteers from the community. After several days of searching, the team discovered a shallow grave in a secluded part of the woods. The remains were quickly identified as Sarah Collins. Forensic analysis confirmed that she had been murdered on the night of her disappearance. Dr. Reeves and Laura Benson were charged with Sarah's murder, along with multiple counts of conspiracy, drug trafficking, and other related crimes. The trial was highly publicized, drawing national attention and bringing to light the corruption within Redwood General Hospital. The prosecution presented a compelling case, showing how Sarah had been systematically targeted for uncovering the hospital's illicit activities. Witnesses testified about the threats and intimidation tactics used by Reeves and his associates. The jury found both Reeves and Benson guilty on all charges. Dr. Michael Reeves was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Laura Benson received a reduced sentence in exchange for her cooperation, but she will still serve a significant amount of time behind bars. The other individuals involved in the drug ring were also prosecuted and received various sentences. Sarah Collins' family finally received the closure they had been desperately seeking, though it came with the heavy burden of grief. Redwood Falls, once a town haunted by unanswered questions, began the slow process of healing. The community united to honor Sarah's memory, establishing a scholarship fund in her name for aspiring nurses who shared her dedication and integrity. In the years following the trial, Redwood General Hospital underwent significant changes. The administration was overhauled, and stringent measures were put in place to ensure that such corruption would never take root again. The case of Sarah Collins serves as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance and integrity in the medical profession. Reading from Sarah's journal, "I believe in doing what's right, even when it's difficult. The truth must come out, no matter the cost." These words encapsulate the courage and determination that defined Sarah Collins. She was a beacon of light in a dark world, and her legacy continues to inspire those who fight for justice. The disappearance and subsequent discovery of Sarah Collins is a testament to the enduring power of truth and the relentless pursuit of justice. While Sarah's life was tragically cut short, her story has brought about change and shed light on the hidden evils within society. Every year on October 15th, the community of Redwood Falls gathers to remember Sarah Collins. They light candles, share stories, and reaffirm their commitment to supporting one another. Her spirit lives on in the hearts of those she touched, a reminder that one person can make a profound difference. And with that, we conclude today's chilling tale. The disappearance of Sarah Collins remains one of the most haunting mysteries we've explored. If you have any theories or know something that could help, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more gripping stories from crime and mystery cases. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.